Hi, welcome to Sue Marie P. My name's Sue and today I've got a classic slice, a no-bake slice called Hedgehog slice. It's made with biscuits chopped up, chocolate, coconut, condensed milk, a little bit of butter, all mixed together like a fudgy biscuity slice and then topped with a thin layer of chocolate. So if you'd like to see how I make my Aussie hedgehog slice, come with me and let's see. So step one, it's quite simple. You just need to grab about 17 digestive biscuits or whatever is similar in your country. US might be graham crackers, Australia might be Marie biscuits, just something plain. But my little tip is I like to grind some of them in my food processor so they're really fine, and then I leave some of them chunky. That way your slice is more fudgy and not too biscuity. So let me just whiz these up. So they're a nice fine breadcrumb. So pop those aside, and in the bowl I've got 7 biscuits. I'm just going to crush them with my hands. Now if you don't have a food processor, you can bash them in a plastic bag with a rolling pin. If you don't want fine crumbs, just do it all chunky. But I do find if you leave them all chunky, the slice tends to be a little bit on the dry side. And if you stick around right to the end, I'll show you how I do my smooth and silky looking chocolate top that always comes out perfect. Okay, they're okay. They're not too small, not too big. So they're ready. Now in this pot, we need to heat up our chocolate. I love doing a combination of milk chocolate. So I've got 100 grams of milk chocolate chips, and the rest is dark chocolate, a 70% dark chocolate. So it's 250 grams in total. And I'll pop some other measurements above. That way, because it's like half milk, half dark, it kind of sits in between. So if anyone doesn't really like milk chocolate and someone doesn't like dark chocolate, it kind of suits everyone. So I think it's actually perfect. And in here, I'm going to pop in some butter. So it's unsalted butter, 60 grams. And we've got 1 tin of condensed milk. It's not too healthy. So this slice isn't a healthy slice, but it's one of those classic Aussie ones that I wanted to share with you. I'm not sure why it's called Hedgehog. So if anyone out there knows why it's called Hedgehog, pop a comment below and let me know. So it's hard to get out all the bits of condensed milk. So we're going to heat this up until it's like a fudgy, caramelly kind of mixture. That'll take about 5 to 10 minutes. So in the meantime, while you're waiting for that to do its thing, grab your tin. I'm going to do it in my square tin. It's about a 20 centimetre square. I think that's about an 8 by 8. And I've greased it and lined it with baking paper. A little tip, leave it a little bit long on the side. So put a generous amount in there. And then when you need to take it out to chop it, you've got something to grab onto. If you don't have a square tin, you can also do it in a sliced tin. So we'll let that do its thing and I'll zoom in so you can have a look. It'll probably only take about 5 seconds on the video, but in real time it'll be about 5 to 10 minutes. It's a good idea to give it a little stir as it's melting down, just so it doesn't stick to the bottom. There's nothing worse than burnt caramel, which I did recently. You can never get the bitterness away. There's like a bitter aftertaste. I don't have it on too high, I have it like a medium heat. So I'm doing my induction hob here on a medium heat. It's so naughty, but it smells so good and it's really moreish. The other little extras I'm going to add in, I've got 1/4 cup or 50 grams of chopped walnuts and desiccated coconut. If you don't like walnuts, leave them out, but it adds like another dimension. Do you think this is going to be quicker than 5 minutes today? The induction hob is so much quicker than my gas stove top. That butter's almost melted. Everything looks like it's combined. That's all gooey and ready. So I'm going to take that off the heat and we'll do the next step. So the next step, you can pour all this into a bowl, but what I like to do, I just like to pop it all in together. So then I save on washing up, don't have to have another bowl. So I'll pop the coconut in. So that was 50 grams or 1/4 cup. My chopped walnuts, the large chunky biscuits, and we've got all the crushed biscuits. So that's my 5-minute timer, which I didn't really need. Turn that off. That was a packet of biscuits, 250 grams. So I'll pop the ounces measurement up above. So I'm just going to combine this until the chocolate is blended with everything else. Oh, we've also got some cocoa powder. So I'm just going to sift the cocoa powder in. Just ensures there's no lumps. 2 tablespoons. So that was level tablespoons. I'm using my flexible spatula because I just find it's great to scrape all of the chocolate mix off the bottom. But you can use a large wooden spoon if that's all you have. This is a great one to make with the children. And if you're clicking on for the first time, welcome. Thank you for watching. And if you're new here today, or if you're clicking on for the first time, consider subscribing. All you need is to have a Google account and then hit the bell, and then you get notified when I have a new video. Doing 2 videos a week this year. It's all combined, so now I'm going to pop it into my prepared tin. So now I just need to make sure it's all even and smooth it out and kind of squish it down so it's nice and compact. Nice and compact. I'm going to chill it in the fridge for 30 minutes and then we'll make our chocolate topping to go on top. So now time to make the chocolate topping. We've got about 10 minutes on the timer before the slice is ready to come out of the fridge. So grab a saucepan, and I've got like just a tiny bit of water in the bottom of it. And because we're not melting a lot of chocolate today, I like to do a large bowl, and then I put a little glass bowl in there, because we don't want the water to hit the base of the bowl. We just want the water to simmer and not create big bubbles and big splashes. So in here, I should have said, I've got 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. That's my little handy tip to make sure that your chocolate is silky and smooth. And I've got some 50% dark chocolate in there. I like the 50% because it's just in between. It's not too dark and not too milky. But if you want milk chocolate, just use milk chocolate. If you want dark chocolate, just use dark chocolate. Or like I did before, use a combination of each. So let's heat that up and gently simmer that. It's bubbling just a little bit too much, so I've turned it down slightly. So my chocolate's all melted. So now it's time to pour it onto my slice. So just be careful because your bowl might be a little bit hot. So I'm just going to drizzle this over the top. And because we've added the oil to it, it'll be nice and silky and smooth. And I should have said, if you don't have coconut oil, you can use like a vegetable oil, like canola or sunflower, just something that's neutral. And to get it all over the slice, we just jiggle it in place. So swivel it around until it coats everything. I've got a few folds here, but they'll be fine. Now I'm going to pop it in the fridge for at least 3 hours, but because it's coming to the end of my day, I might just leave it overnight and I'll come back tomorrow and chop it up and have a little taste test. So it's the following day and I've left my hedgehog slice in the fridge overnight. So now it's time to lift it out and chop it up and do a taste test. A little tip is to get it out about 10 to 15 minutes before you want to start slicing it. It just gives it a chance to become room temperature. Now I've got a few little creative crinkle bits on the side because of my paper, but that's fine. So let's just chop it in half. Then I like to do half again. It's quite solid with all the biscuits. Depending on how big you like to do it, you can do it either 16 pieces, so I can do it in like 4s, or you can do it in a little bit smaller. So I might do them a little bit smaller today. So I've got 6 per row. 6 times 4 rows is 24. And then it's a little bit more manageable. And then once I've chopped it all up, I store it in something like this and it'll last in the fridge for about 7 days. it never lasts that long in our family. So I'm going to grab the end piece and do a little taste test. Look at that. Got this fudgy, almost brownie-like mixture with biscuit. It almost looks like terrazzo floor tiles. Let me do a little bite. And I love that it's not too dark, not too milk, and you got the chunks of biscuit, but you got some finer like little crumbs of biscuit, a little bit of hint of the coconut and the walnuts. I'm going to finish munching this off camera so you don't have to watch me eating it all. I probably got chocolate all over my mouth. Hit the thumbs up if you've liked my Aussie hedgehog slice. No bake, super simple. And I'll pop a few other links up above for some other no bake ideas. And don't forget, subscribe if you're new here today. All you need is a Google account. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Yum, yum, yum.